Commercial cinema, the process of printing and projecting film to a paying public, began in France in 1896. Truly African cinema, however, only emerged decades later. I am going to take you on a journey through its history, starting with the golden age of Hollywood. From the 1920s to the 1960s, big movie studios in America produced thousands of blockbuster films. During this time, film about Africans were shaped by colonialism. They were financed, directed, and distributed by Europeans and Americans, and did not give a genuine portrait of African cultures and characters. Did you know that the Egyptian film industry is in fact the oldest on the continent, with classics like the silent film Kiss in the Desert, made in 1927? The late 1950s and the early 60s saw a wave of African country gains independence, and with that, the African cinema industry started to develop. Sembène Ousmane from Senegal was one of his pioneers. He directed Bohram Sarat in 1963. Not only is regarded as the first ever truly African film, he's also considered the father of the African cinema. He went on to make the first ever African film to win an international award, the Prix Jean Vigo, in 1966. In 1969, the Pan-African Film and Television Festival, also known as FESPACO, was created, held in Burkina Faso every 2 years. It is the biggest film event regularly held on the continent. Fast forward to 1987, when Malian director Souleymane Cissé's film Yelena became the first made by a black African to compete at the Cannes Film Festival, which to this day is considered one of the most prestigious events in the industry, and now celebrates films from all over the world. In the 80s and 90s, Nigeria's film industry grew to be the biggest on the continent, thanks to director Ola Balogo, who adapted Yoruba plays for cinema. And to the new technology of portable video camera, which were used to produce films cheaply. They were often released straight into video, helping them to sell well on the streets. This led to the rise of Nollywood, an industry which is now estimated to be worth more than $5 billion and the second largest producers of film in the world. These days, with new technology like streaming services, African films are available to a wider audience around the world. In 2018, for example, Netflix bought its first original film produced in Nigeria, Lionheart by Geneviève Nandi. With all these developments, Africans are now not only able to tell their own stories, they also make their own movies and share them with the rest of the world.